I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome. Welcome to the channel, y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear the sound of my voice, please drop your city, state, country, island, wherever you are from, so I can give you a shout out real quick and we can get it started over here. My goodness. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I see y'all. Okay. And make sure that you take the poll at the top of the chat. Okay. Maurice Jefferson, Scott tried it. All right. Come on in. First off, I want to say welcome to my moderators. I see y'all. Okay, look, Layla said, I'm the first one today. Hey. Okay, what's up, Linda Gamble? Anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind their name, what's up, Kimber? They are here to make sure that you guys have a good time in the chat, okay? So they are volunteering their time. What's up, Clone in the house? I appreciate that. Clone in the house is my blood sister, y'all. We got the same mama, same daddy. At least that's what they told us, y'all. So come on in, everyone. And then I'm going to say hello to some people who I'm going to give you a shout out real quick. Hold on for Pete's sake. Let's see. All right, here we go. Gastonia, North Carolina. What's up? What's up? What's up, New Jersey? Let's see. We got the tropics in the house. What's up? New Jersey again. Memphis, Tennessee. Virginia, what's up? Texas, what's up? St. Louis is in the house. Chicago is in the building. Okay, come on in, everybody. Bloomfield Hills, what's up? Texas, what's up? ATL, Cleveland. Come on in, New Jersey. ATL again, what's up? All right, Michigan. 200 of you guys are here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. California, come on in, just chilling. Welcome, Myrtle Beach. Welcome, Maryland. Woo! So y'all, oh my goodness. I had a chance to watch the episode a couple of times. And the first thing, well, not a couple. I only watched it twice, but I just had to make sure I saw what I saw. I told y'all in a previous video I did earlier this week, I said that this season really showed exactly how batshit crazy Martell actually is. I said that he was definitely depicted as a villain, the only villain, okay? And yeah, even on the reunion, at the end of the day, he's going, he should just pull out. He should tap out right now and not even try to take this to an appeal court. This is everything that he said in last night's episode is horrible. It is all bad. It is all against him. He ain't gonna win. He's not going to win. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. He is a hot mess. It was absolutely embarrassing. I had to put my hands over my eyeballs. I was looking through my fingers. That is how bad it was. Come on in, come on in, come on in. So if you are somebody who is rooting for Martell, let me show my face. Hold on. If you are someone who has been rooting for Martell, last night you should have been embarrassed. You should have been embarrassed for him. You should be embarrassed for yourself. Okay? Hold on. Come on in. It was sad. And listen, for whatever many years Mel was with Martell, the way that marriage covered that man, them kids covered that man, woo, he has no idea. Well, he may now, because all of that favor, all of that covering has gone. You don't know. I mean, people are different people, right? When you are together in a relationship and you are somebody else when you are apart. But the way everything has been exposed, woo, Jesus. Oh my goodness. it's embarrassing. Come on in, come on in. Let's see. What's up, DMV? Hello, hello, hello. What did you call them? Martellatis. What? Oh no, he got a group. Come on, come on, come on, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Listen, I say this a lot about Ariane, you know what I'm saying? Like when you hear her say certain things, it's almost unbelievable that person's walking around without, someone right beside them to help guide them in life. You know what I'm saying? It was that kind of thing. When you hear Ariane say, I didn't go after Martell. He pursued me. He pursued me. I was, 20 something and I had a fat ass and, he pursued me. And every time you hear her tell the story, you're like, you still have your hands over your eyes. I do. Like, girl, you act like aliens came from the sky and pulled your legs apart. You have to know that you participated. You participated in it. So at this point, you can't tell that story no more. You're not a 23 something. You're not, crazy. You gotta take the hit. But he does the same exact thing. He did this same exact thing that Ariane was doing or has done and continue to do. And when you think that those two personalities are together and, keeping each other in that horrible place, it is crazy to me. I know a lot of people keep saying like his mama, this is a personality that you couldn't change if you tried. The only difference between who Martell was before and who he is right now is money and opportunity. And y'all know sometimes, at least you should know, because we do give people that have a little money and power way more credit than they deserve. But when people have money, people will let a lot of shit slide. They'll let a lot of shit slide. When they have power, you'll let a lot of shit slide. And this is what we're doing right now. We have let people who are horrible, but they had a lot of money, we've allowed them to, govern us. And now we're about to see how that shit plays out. Got to get up and pray every morning over yourself. But you let a lot of shit slide when people have money and power, and when they lose it and everything is exposed, okay, the emperor has no clothes on, then all of a sudden, we want to come in and be like, oh, that mother blinkety dee boop boop. Child. Whew. Unreal. Okay. Look, I am wearing my Aretha Franklin shirt today. Okay. I've been singing Eleanor Rigsby for a little while, and I said, let me get my Aretha Franklin shirt going. So come on in. Did y'all take the poll? So before we even get started, let's vote for this episode. What do y'all give it on a scale of 1 to 10? Put it in the chat if you saw the show. On a scale of 1 to 10, what did you rate this particular episode? A lot was exposed this episode, even though I know it was Melody's last hurrah. Let's see, 10, 7, a 2, 7.5, 6, 3. Okay. All right. So it looks like it might be rocking out around like a 6.75, maybe a strong 7. Okay. So listen, y'all. It talked about what happened in the season. It was actually, I found it interesting. I gave it about an 8. My scale, I gave it an 8. It had its moments. Kimberly and Maurice, for the first time in a long time, were in the hot seat. They didn't talk to Destiny. They didn't talk to the Fletchers. It was really Maurice, Kimmy, and then there was a little thing with Martell at the beginning. And then there was conversation around Mel because Mel had brought a bone to the show. But let's talk about it. Okay, we are at the 10-minute marker. 505 of you are watching. Thank every single one of y'all for joining me to talk about this episode of the show. Okay, first episode of the reunion, season 9. So listen, they are showing them in their dressing rooms. They're all, coming in, pulling up in their black SUVs. Come on in. We'll get to it. Melody is no longer on the show, right? Everybody knows that. So we can all just relax, take a deep breath, blow it out, child. She is done. She's already turned in her resignation back in December. That has been shared. The other thing that has been shared is that she gave a whole speech, 3 hours long on Wednesday. We've all talked about it. We are talking about what happened in this episode. No one needs to be in their feelings, okay? It is still the TV show. So here's the picture I had taken of everybody at the beginning. Okay, so they all show up. They arrive in these black SUVs. They're in their dressing room. And instead of Carlos going to everyone's individual rooms, we have the showrunner, Marcus Burns. He's the one who's going to meet with everyone. And that's really different from what we've seen in the past, because before, even though Carlos is now on the set, with them while they film every day, it's always been the showrunner. We've never actually seen the showrunner go into the dressing rooms to meet up with people. I thought that was a little different spin than we've seen before. They don't even do that on Bravo. And Andy Cohen's not on the set with them. So it's already showing me that bad blood has existed or exists. I'm not sure why he wasn't there. The only room I think that we saw him go into is Destiny's. And that is because Destiny may have, been slowing up production. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to point out what we didn't see. Destiny was slowing up production. She said she had a wardrobe malfunction. And Carlos went in there and said, listen, I'd like to start with you. We'd like for it to be, a show that we start with you. But he said, we will start without you. And I was like, ooh, you could see her face kind of go like blank, like, is he serious? And then he walks out, he's staring at her. He's trying to make it more of a joking moment, but that was not a joking moment. He was really telling her, we're going to start the show without you. So that was bad. But everybody else, Kimmy in the dressing room asking Maurice, are you ready? Okay, she said, are you ready? Because if you're ready, you don't have to get ready. So they are trying to pump each other up because they know that this is going to be an interrogation moment. Nell is looking at her boyfriend, the one she just married, child, talking about how does my titties look or whatever. And then they show Chris, he's like leering at her, child. It was pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy. Martell says that he has something to reveal. What we do not know, child, but he's telling Marcus that he has something to reveal. Melody is in her dressing room. I think Marcus goes in there. And she said, listen, I'm tired of dunking on these hoes every reunion. I might just sit back and give somebody else a chance to, shine. He said, every reunion. She said, every reunion, child. I want to see if I could just sit back and not have to deal with anything. So already Melody's thinking she about to cruise through this one because she's like, what did I do to anybody? What did I do to anybody this season? She's not even expecting to get heat. She's literally in her dressing room about to get dressed up, and she feels all she got to do is kick up them red bottoms and sit. Okay, sit pretty. That's all. So those first moments was funny to me. Welcome everybody. 633 of you are here. Thank y'all. I need you to hit my like button, okay? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay. Now we are on stage. We are on stage and they're bringing out all of the cast. And I actually thought that the Fletchers weren't on stage at the beginning. I thought that it was just the core 6 and Destiny, but the Fletchers were there. So he brings out Destiny and the Fletchers. It is, who is it? Ken and Trisha who doesn't come out. But Kimmy is the first. And Carlos makes a comment like, I hope you don't read me or whatever, because let's face it, I'm telling you, from the second Kimmy comes onto the screen, you can tell that she's talking to herself in her head. You can tell that she has some bad energy and she is going to try to get it out. So Carlos goes, well, I hope you ain't going to try to read me. And she makes like a joke about it. But he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like he makes a face. the Fletchers come on, and he tells Nell and Chris what? He says, y'all are our seasoned couple. Okay. So already he's throwing a little age joke out there. He said, y'all are our seasoned couple. And they kind of giggle, but I can tell Nell Fletcher is not playing around with being called old. Okay. She don't like that shit. He calls Marceau sassy when he walks out. He said, sassy ass Marceau. Okay. Oh, Lord. He calls Martell suave. Martell comes out in a suit that he knows is too tight. He says it himself. I am wearing this too tight ass suit. Again, him and Carlos for what? The last 4 seasons have wore the exact same colors. Okay. So he comes out. Marceau, excuse me, I got a piece of hair in my eye. Marceau comes out. He has to plop down in the seat. Literally, like hold his ass up in a way where he can just plop down because his pants are too tight. And then he kicks his legs out with his heels up because the crotch of his suit is so tight that brother man is breathing for air. And he actually says, I'm trying not to split my pants. Imagine, I don't know how long they had to stay on the stage, but what are you doing, bruh? Who does that? So he came on to the stage with a suit way too tight, and you can see it. You can see it. His legs literally are kicked out and spread open, kicked out straight and spread open the entire time. He could not buckle his knees for nothing, okay? Otherwise, he would have split his ass open. Anyway, Melody comes out and he calls Melody always fierce. Okay. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh, I forgot about Destiny. My bad. When Destiny comes out, they hug or whatever. She loses an earring and he makes the comment, Destiny loses earrings like she loses men. Okay. And when he says this, Kimmy has the most serious look on her face. She did not appreciate that comment. I don't know, but she had this look on her face like she couldn't stand any of it. Okay. Maybe she was thinking if he's going after Destiny like that she's probably thinking in her head, that motherfucker better not say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that was what was going on in her head. Anyway, I do want to say Destiny, I don't know what your first choice was. I know you said you had to come, someone was bringing you a second dress from the showroom. Baby, I do wish that they take your titties in consideration. I don't know why they would have put you in a dress that had that kind of drop on it and have all of that going on, child. It was a lot. It was very much giving Mae West. I did get the Mae West, okay? Miss Kitty, listen, I actually said that Trish was giving me Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke. Destiny definitely gave Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke. I didn't even know Destiny looked like that. So she wins. Destiny wins. She is Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke, child. Okay. The black and white version. I don't know if they put some color in it, but the old one. Okay. Anyway, welcome. 707 of you are here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me look at it just in case y'all want to play me, because child, sometimes y'all really be messing with me. Let's see. 276 likes, but 700 of y'all are here. Why do y'all play with me? Hit the like button. Hit it. Hit it now. Okay. Damn. Y'all be acting like I asked for your firstborn, your favorite pet. I don't know. Your last morsel of food. Hit the like button, damn it. Hit it. Jeez Louise. Come on. Keep hitting it. Keep hitting it. Keep hitting it. I don't care if you are in the bushes. Stay in the bushes. That's fine. But y'all don't have to be rude and disrespectful. And then take whatever I say to you to wherever you going next and act like you thought of it. Hit the damn like button. I know what y'all be doing. I see it. Okay. All right. Keep hitting that button. All right. So listen, let's get to the next part of this. Okay. So now they're all on stage, okay? And once they're on stage, everybody has a little somber thing going. People aren't really they don't seem like they're energetic, like they're ready for the reunion. Typically, people are smiling and looking at Carlos, maybe rubbing their knees a little bit because they know they had a tough season. Not this time. I could see it from the screen. They were literally like uncomfortable. Carlos makes the comment, listen, the energy is different this season. What's going on? What's the problem? And then he specifically points to Kimmy and says, Kimmy, the energy is different. What's going on? She's like, well, I just think that we all know what to expect. Okay. We've all been doing this for a while. We all know what to expect. And I was like, oh, child, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. But she actually seemed the most somber. Kimmy did. He asked the Fletchers, well, this is a new season for y'all. Y'all nervous? And Nell Fletcher said, I ain't nervous. Okay. I'm fine. I'm good. Okay. Melody was smiling, nodding her head, trying to, even in the moment when Carlos asked Kimmy, how do you feel or whatever, Melody was smiling at Kimmy and looking at her like, girl, and this is what I saw. I don't care what y'all saw. You came over here to listen to what I saw. Melody was smiling and nodding her head at Kimmy like she wanted to reassure her or let her know, girl, we shouldn't have any beef. This is what it was giving to me. Okay. Anyway, they end up doing this flashback scene. He's talking about where everyone started when they first showed up 5 years ago versus where they are now. And then he calls Tisha and Marceau a power couple, okay? We get the flashbacks. We get the flashback of Melody and Martell showing up talking about Holt and Holt. Where are the Holts, right? All the cutesy stuff that we all fell in love with that first season. They show Marceau and Tisha sitting at the table and Tisha begging Marceau if she can work outside the house. You know what I'm saying? Can I please talk to adults during the day? All the things. And Marceau saying no. You know, what did he tell her? What did Marceau tell Tisha? Play your role, baby. Okay. The nasty shit that he used to be saying to her before he came out and said, Tisha owns the whole apartment building. They never talk about what she do. You didn't talk about what she do. Don't play us. We watched the show, sir. Okay. But they gave us that. There's nothing wrong with the flashback, child. Listen, the job of this show, if you are a first-time person and you like trying to flip through your TV screen and see what the hell's going on, is to be able to watch that stuff. This happens on everybody's show. Just because we follow this shit 365 doesn't mean everybody else does. We got to keep that in mind. Okay. So they end up showing what was going on with them. They show Melody saying, listen, me and Martell are divorcing. They show Martell talking to his mama about going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So we get the whole thing. Martell and Melody used to be a power couple, and now Melody is powered, right? While Martell is struggling and, trying to overturn his criminal record. So that is a big drop from grace in 5 years. That is a huge drop from grace. And they show that. And they also are showing Marceau and Tisha saying this is where they were and this is where they are today. And he was pushing them out on the stage as being a power couple. Now, whether y'all believe it or not, there has been some changes with Marceau and Tisha. We know that. Okay, so I'm going to give you all I can tell y'all is I'm going to give y'all what I see like I do every time, because there was some shit that I saw that I was right about as usual. And so we'll talk about it. I know sometimes it gets people up in arms, but all I'm doing is talking. I'm just talking about the TV show I watched. Okay. But anyway, Martell is specifically asked, because we have seen him both on and off the show say that his job is to ruin Tisha and Marceau's marriage, right? Tisha, you gonna do what you said you was gonna do? Leave, okay? You gonna leave Marceau right now? And he's been saying that since the day those damn divorce papers were signed, period. If y'all go back and watch it, you will see that Martell was coming after Tisha specifically heavy for whatever the reasons are, okay? I think he's jealous. I definitely think that he has, put himself, in a higher place than Marceau and Tisha. and that when he was on his way down, he felt away. And he admits to that. He's already said, I think that me and Melody would still be married. This is his words. I think me and Melody would still be married today if it wasn't for Tisha talking to Melody, getting in Melody's ear. He's also had problems with Marceau making jokes, and he says that on this reunion stage. But he's asked point blank, are you jealous of Tisha and Marceau, the fact that they are still together and thriving, and you aren't? You're divorced and you're not thriving, okay? And he said, no, I've never been a jealous person. Not even now. Never, never. That shouldn't even be in the vocabulary. Nobody going to associate me with being jealous, okay? And then he says some shit like, I wish him the best. I still wish him the best. I hope they, do well. And then Carlos says, well, how do you guys feel? Do you believe that Martell is rooting for you? And this mofo says, wait a minute. I'm not rooting for them. Don't get it twisted. I'm not rooting for them. Okay. Which, boo, if you say that you wish them well, if you say you wish them well, then you are rooting. Okay. You don't have to be actively every day waking up saying, let me check this off the list, prayer. Say you're rooting for Tisha and Marceau. It simply means that you would like them to do well. But he says, I don't give a shit. I'm not rooting for them to do well. I'm not rooting for them to fail. I'm simply, it is what it is. Okay, so you're indifferent to it. Kimmy says, well, he's basically saying he's somewhere between being a hater, and I guess not caring. And he was like, yeah, well, there's a difference. There is no difference. That is jealousy. That is jealousy, sir. I don't even know, how did you get to be this big in your life? 5 babies, okay? And not know what jealousy actually is. You got to be able to teach your children that, so that they will know how to handle themselves with others, child. Oh my God. But anyway, just so everybody knows, that is jealousy. It's jealousy to say that you wish someone well and then say, no, I'm not rooting for them, especially since we already know, not neutral, because he didn't say he was neutral. There's 2 things that he did. Number 1, he absolutely has been saying, I want Tisha to follow through with leaving Marceau like she said she was going to do. That's the first thing. He's been saying it on camera and off camera. So on the show and off the show. He simply doesn't know the definition of jealousy. That's number 1. He also says on the stage, Marceau, even though Marceau had said, at the end of the season, which I don't think he heard him say. So Marceau, after hearing Martell say that shit on stage when they did the reunion, Marceau already knew what he was going to say. So when Marceau sees him at that, at that rooftop event, and he says, I'm simply better than you, he was getting his lick back. We know this now because they don't get to see the end of the show. They don't, do the reunion at the end of the show. So Marceau was saying to Martell what Martell said to him on the reunion stage, which is, Marcel, I don't give a fuck where you think I am in my life. You'll never beat me. You will never be me. Okay. Now, if y'all have been following me for any length of time, I have been saying on this channel from the beginning that Martell and Marceau were in competition with each other. I've said it over and over again. Look, Beatrice, hold on. Beatrice said, Destiny's face is what pissed me off the most. Okay, child. You done got that out. Thank you for blessing the channel. But Martell and Marceau, even in this space, they've always been this way. Marceau is asked directly, do you think that Martell is jealous of you? And Marceau said, there would have been a time you would have asked me that, and I would have said no. I don't know why he believed that ever. That's been their relationship since the beginning. Not necessarily that Martell was jealous of Marceau, but I do believe that he believed he was better than Marceau, that he was helping Marceau, and that he expected a certain amount of loyalty and basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Bitch boyness from him. He expected him to be his bitch. Okay, let's just put it out there. Anyway, moving on. after Martell gives his whole speech about the marriage thing, Kimmy basically, or not Kimmy, sorry about that, Tisha is having this conversation. 974 of you are here. Checking my likes. Hold on, child, because just want to make sure. Hit the like button, please. Keep hitting the like button. Hit it. Thank y'all. Hit it more. Hit it more. Thank you. Keep hitting it. So Tisha now is saying to the group at the end of the day, when she's being asked, how do he feel about Martell being jealous, right? Tisha says, yeah, listen, we know now that everything that Martell spews at us, okay, says we do, he is doing. He is the main one. He is the person, because we now know that Martell has been the one shooting all this shit out to the blogs. All of our personal business, things that he knew, he's been the one putting it out there in the blogs. And Martell says he's trying to act like he has plausible deniability. He says, you know, it's not me. I don't know anything about the blogs. I don't know any bloggers. I don't know how to use the internet. I don't know how to use social media. I've never done that. He's lying, right? Clearly, he's lying. Please hit the like button. Thank you, clone. And then, okay, it's not an epiphany. They actually were told by Martell. This is something that I shared with y'all not even 2.5 weeks ago. I gave y'all all of this tea. I said, at the end of the day, if y'all notice, there was a channel that was putting out all the tea, right? All the tea. And when you look at how, slow and dumb Martell is, it's easy to think that Melody is the brains and she might have been the one pushing it, because look at how dumb Martell is, right? You don't think that he could be that, that much of a mastermind. He's very, very slow. But Tisha's literally saying to him, I know it was you. I know it was you. I know it was you. And Martell is like, Tisha. And then, child, truth or lie, minor or major, you can always count on Martell to do something nasty. He would definitely throw his mama under the bus. He is the person that would stand on Jesus to get a leg up, just like Karen Huger said. But right there on that stage, after trying to act like, me and Melody, because when Carlos was asking him, how do you feel about you and Melody when now when you see yourselves on the screen and where you used to be? Oh man, yeah, that does make me feel away. I really wish that, we were in a better place. I really wish that, I still like Mel. I still care about Mel. Kooky as shit. He says all of that and he throws her under the bus. He at least tries to put tire tracks on her back. You just afraid of Melody. That Melody did all that. Melody is sitting there like, this motherfucker. Okay, I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier that she's out of that situation. But here you are, Martell. All you had to do was say, I didn't do shit, and leave it at that. You could have just stayed quiet. But no, he has to put the tire tracks on Mel's back. And that is because he was the main one running to the Scotts and saying it's all Melody before it all came out, right? That it was actually Ariane. And nobody has to question this at this point. We all know. We all saw the videos. We all heard the videos. We all know where this is coming from. Original Straight Nose Chaser already confessed it, said it out loud. Y'all already know where this shit's coming from. It's still coming from her in 2025. So we don't have to guess at it, right? But Tisha said from the very beginning, you did that shit to us. You did it to Melody, okay? You do it to everybody, including your baby mama at this point, because some of the shit that goes out into the blogs is so personal, Martell. It has to be you that's wheeling and dealing everybody's lives like you are on a slot machine, right? So Tisha calls him out. Marceau had to tell Tisha, calm down, girl. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? He gives her the look to let her know we ain't going to do this with Martell. But at the same point, she gets it out there. And this is all the stuff that people have been waiting for anyway. We have been waiting to see these conversations happen It doesn't happen in a box, right? It's going to take its time to get there, but we saw it. Correct, correct. But let's not pretend like we don't see people lie for a very long time. For a very long time. I hate to bring this up, but I'm gonna, okay? For a very long time, people liked Martell. They did think he was a good guy. Not just the mofos on the cast, but the mofos that watched the show. People were tricked. You were fooled. I know that you don't want to believe it because we love to talk about discernment and all this shit. But for a very long time, people fought for Melody and Martell to get back together. That was a conversation. Okay. People were a fan of the show. They thought they had chemistry. They really wanted them back together. They blamed everybody, including the Scotts. Y'all tried to tear them down. They were the power couple. You wanted to be the power couple. But people loved the two of them together, and people could not take it. And I do believe everything they say when they said we walk out into the street, we'd be on a, wherever they were in the world, whatever part of the country they were in. If someone saw them, they would say, is there any way y'all could repair it? Is there any way you could repair it? That happened. I know that it's embarrassing to admit, but we, the audience, were no different from the people that you see on the show. People were batting for that shit. People wanted it to happen. So we got to stop pretending like that wasn't the case, okay? And it has kept this man delusional. I'm not going to blame us for his mental health, because I really think there was something that was going on before we all, became a part of that. I just think that Melody loved him. She tried to protect him and she kept him covered. Now no one covers him. Okay. That's my opinion. Anyway, they go from talking about Tisha, who just said outright, listen, bitch, we know it's you. You got a human parakeet with a messy bun that keeps everybody's name on this show in their mouths, okay? In her mouth. Her name is Ariane Curry. So it came out, Martell's human parakeet, the battery in the back, okay? And Marceau calms her down after that, because he really doesn't want to get Martell started like he did what we saw when they were at the adult field day, even though all of that happened after they filmed the reunion, I believe. So they end up talking about the revenge P. This is another topic of conversation that everybody wanted to, put out there. So they talk about the revenge P, and specifically Martell pleading guilty to it. Martell claims he didn't plead guilty. We find out from Melody that he did. And even though, again, we are watching Martell go back and forth between nutso, him saying, I miss the relationship, I'm good with Melody, I'm still cool, we friends. He's saying all of this at the very top of the show. He goes from that to, you're afraid of Melody, she's the evil one. I can't believe you're doing this, Melody. I can't believe you. Nobody likes you. He goes through all of that. And then when he is asked to explain what he means when he said he didn't plead guilty, well, what did you do? Because she's saying you pled guilty. Now you got this appeal case coming. He says, Melody knows what really happened. Explain it to him, Mel. Like, he wants her to take up for him right now. You couldn't make that shit up if you tried. If I told that to anybody and it wasn't on the show, you would think I was lying. You would think I was lying. You would be like, girl, I don't even, bye. Okay. Get away from me with that shit. What are you doing right now? Nobody would believe that. We saw this man go back and forth in his personality, back and forth in his thoughts about this one person. It was so cuckoo cow that, again, if you didn't see it, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't believe it, because it would have been like, nah, no, right? But all of that happened in under at least 10, 15 minutes, okay? The first 10, 15 minutes, Martell wavers back and forth in his thought so drastically that the people on the cast is like, I mean, they are literally holding their faces, grabbing their pearls. Marcel said, "This nigga here, what is going on?" Like, he couldn't believe it. He said, "Which Martell do you want to believe? Martell or Martell?" Like, he is pointing out that the man is nuts. So Kimmy is like, "Martell, are you really asking Melody to cover you right now? Carlos asked you. You can't explain what the hell you got going on?" He couldn't. He couldn't. He said, "No, I can't explain it. But Melody knows. Melody knows. Melody is the one who put the charges on you in the first damn place to get the conviction." Everything that Melody said at the top of the season, if you've been watching the show, the top of the season, meaning eighth season 2024, okay? If you've been watching this show, everything that she had said, because this was the first time she had just came out loud and said, "Listen, Martell's unhinged. I don't know what I'm going to get from one day to the next with him." When she's telling that story to Nell Fletcher, when Nell Fletcher is like, "Is it true, that you had to do this, Y, and Z?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm driving in my car. This man is following me. He's driving behind me and trying to get me to do X, Y, and Z. He showed up at my house and I had to call the police and have him escorted off my property, looking through the windows," whatever these things are. When Melody was saying it for the first time, a lot of people were like, "There's no way," you know what I'm saying? Because she protected him. She didn't say all of that. She didn't say all of that before. Maybe she just wanted him. She thought, he'll get over it and he'll be better. Now she knows he's not going to be better. And so she ends up saying all of this shit out loud. And for a lot of people, they were saying, "Melody, you a motherfucking lie, right? You're a liar. You're just saying this to blah, 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 blah." And he fed off of that. Melody knows that's not true. And for the rest of this season, all of ninth season, and what happened on that reunion stage, that first 15 minutes proved every point. Proved every point. Proved every point. It was actually like, oh my God, this is scary to watch. Proved every point. Okay, listen, I don't take it personally. If you didn't believe, if you weren't one of the people who believed or didn't believe, you ain't got to worry about it. I'm just telling y'all what we now know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give y'all information that you might not hear on anybody else's shit, because that's what I try to do. I'm looking at the big picture of things. But people didn't believe. And she was just sharing it for the first time out loud on the channel, right? And really, they can take everything that was said this season and just take it on the court, because he didn't even know to protect himself. Okay? He didn't even know to protect himself. So this is what we're getting. And the show did not protect him. OWN did not protect him. Nobody protected him at this point. He's toast. He cooked himself. Okay? But again, there's no chance in hell that Martell's going to win this appeal. It just isn't going to happen. If there's anybody who thought that it was a possibility, it's not a possibility. It's not a possibility. He should actually pull his request off the table and just let the rest of it play out. Because I don't know. And like I said, the Martell that we saw in season 1, that marriage covered him so well that it was just, you wouldn't have guessed that he could go here. But anyway, the last scene is about Maurice's DUI, okay? The cast was saying it was just a text message. It was a text message. The text message that he sent was a threat. And you guys, they did not add the sex part onto it. You know what I'm saying? The RP part onto it, because there is a law for that. But, and he sent it to her. And this is what he's trying to, let's talk about this for a second. Hold on. Let's go back to the RP stuff. Sorry about that. So listen, this is the crazy part. And when I say that people try to cover him, and maybe even Melody tried to cover him a little bit, this is what happens when people are used to someone being a certain way. You have these friends, you have these people in your family, you kind of give them a pass because they are who they are. And again, when they are able to, especially people that have power or money, you will kind of ignore or just let them be. Everybody is guilty of that, especially people that are in the sports world. You do that shit all the time. But Melody actually says on stage, this was the second time that Martell threatened her with revenge P. Not the first, the second. The second time. And I told you guys that. She said the video, she said, I know exactly when it went down. We were in New York at Destiny's wedding, right? We were in New York at Destiny's wedding. That was back in 2019, right? So they were maybe taping the show still. And she said, at the end of the day, I could have got him even before this shit, but everything went down in 2022. She said, I let it slide. Why did she let it slide? Because some shit you just write off as being Martell. You just write off as being Martell. We unfortunately will pound people in the ground for the very shit that we all do. We all do this, and we have to recognize that and stop making it everybody else's fault. It's not. It's just you have to get there in your own way. And she finally was able to get there, and that's okay. And even then, she talked to y'all about it. I didn't want to take my baby's father to jail. There was a lot of pressure on me. I called Lauren, who lived in another state. I called Lauren and asked her to come with me so that I didn't change my mind. So keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind and stop making everybody the issue for Martell. Martell is the issue, but it takes some time when you want people to correct themselves. You want people to correct themselves and they don't. But at the end of the day, Marceau said the first time it played out, I didn't believe it. I asked Melody. She confirmed it for me. I was like, I didn't like it then. And then he said, I end up apologizing to Martell for making fun of him getting divorced because I understand that shit was sensitive for him. But what I talked about on the in that interview with Dustin Ross, he said, I don't apologize for. I think that was low. I think that was dirty. And to this day, I don't apologize for that. Period. Listen, I know what I'm saying is right. I know what I'm saying is right, and I don't care. I don't care. Listen, it was a separate incident, but before we all came to it, listen, what I'm trying to tell y'all, Martell had threatened her before with revenge P. The second time it happens, she is in the state of mind where she makes the post, revenge P, really? Because now she knows that this mofo is an idiot. An idiot who at some point may actually do this shit, because why does he keep saying it? So now she is covering herself. She's protecting herself. She's protecting herself. And when she put that out in the public, I remember saying, oh, what happened? She didn't give details, but she put it out there because she knows that Martell is the type of idiot who will keep doing or saying a certain thing until he gets it done. Period. So she says it. And now she is allowing herself to accept this is a possibility. And when she hears the audio, because she said that, I heard the audio. I heard the audio of Ariane saying, I saw it. I gave it to my sister. It's been distributed, blah, 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 blah. And she says, okay, that's all I need. Now I have to get the courage to actually do what I said I was going to do. And this is her pulling all the way away from him. Because I would think that when you divorce someone, you're still hoping that they have just an ounce of respect for you, that there's certain things that they won't do. And he's proven that that's not right, that's not true. He will do absolutely anything. He proved it on stage. You're afraid of Melody. Melody was the one who was doing X, Y, and Z. Sometimes people just need to shut the fuck up. And he does not know how. Never did. He will always be a horrible person. And really, Melody should see this as vindication. He threatened her before. And I told y'all that a little while ago. I forgot whose channel it was on. What is her name? I forgot whose channel it was on, but she actually posted the receipts. She said, this was on Twitter. I pulled them from Twitter that day. So it was already out there. And it had Ariane's information on it. So when I was looking at it, like, how did she even know to put that out there to the public? Now I get it. It was something that happened, and she knew Martell had something very sensitive, that put her in a very vulnerable position, and you got to take control. And when I told y'all before, there's a lot of shit that Mel knew how to do, how to take care of herself in the public that would have literally killed anybody else, because people don't like to be embarrassed. And she knew that him counting on her being embarrassed and ashamed and afraid is what would have killed her, right? So you gotta take charge. And she took charge. You will probably not see that ever happen again, ever in life, play out on television or reality TV the way it played out on this show. Anyway, I'm happy that she clarified. I'm happy that she told exactly when it happened. All of this would just, again, it would bury him. Anyway, thank you, Clone. Please keep hitting the like button. Please keep hitting the like button. Okay. Okay. I think I said all that I needed to say with that. But yeah, sometimes shit happens and people just hope that, I hope he isn't that dirty, but he is that dirty, and it is what it is. So Maurice's DUI is the next topic of conversation. We get all these flashback scenes from the season where every one of the cast members were saying things like, Maurice drinks way too much. All the stuff that could have gotten him in trouble in court. Maurice drinks way too much. I can't believe it. He could have really hurt somebody this time. I was really shocked to see this, but you should talk to Maurice because, clearly he has a problem. And then Melody making the comment about, listen, out of all the people, you would think that Maurice would be the most mature. He's actually the most childish, and he's the one who parties all the time. And I lost my grandmother to a drunk driver, right? So they play all those little scenes out. They also play the conversation that Melody has with Maurice, the one-on-one, where Maurice says, you were disparaging my character. And Melody said, no, your character, didn't happen. But we saw them in the scene apologize to each other. He apologized to her first because she said, I really don't fuck with you because you still hang out with Martell, and I just don't do that. It is just, I have to protect myself, and I know that I'm not protected if I was a friend of yours. And Maurice said, listen, I apologize for anything I might have done to ever hurt you, because you are telling me that you can't trust me because of who Martell is. Period. But Mel ends up apologizing to him too. Okay. Anyway, Carlos King ends up doing reunion interrogation of Maurice. Maurice admits to a couple of things. Let's say this. Carlos is asking him, were you drinking and driving? What time did it happen? Did you leave together? Did you drive separate? Kimmy, were you the last woman, or Maurice, was Kimmy the last woman that you saw before you were arrested? Were you cheating? He's asking that question like in every way you could possibly imagine. While he's asking the questions, though, Maurice's brother, Marceau and Destiny, they are making some faces that suggest that, I don't know, Kimmy has an open marriage, okay, allegedly. They don't look like they are in support. So when they're being asked, was there lipstick on your lips and stuff like that, Marceau is like smiling at his brother, a brother that he is really, really close to. But he's smiling like Maurice is lying. When Kimmy is asked similar questions, Destiny is bucking her eyes open like, what is she going to say? I think when he asked her the question, like, everybody thinks that you are the most honest in the group and things like that. Destiny was making some faces. I was like, everybody's faces is more incriminating than whatever was said on this during the season. It was just giving that they were lying, okay, in my opinion. But Carlos is, again, just given this interrogation. He point blank asked Kimmy if she thought that Maurice is cheating. Do you think that Maurice is cheating? And for the first time ever, Kimmy, who has always said cheating is a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker for both of us. When we met, we had very long, extensive conversations about him being cheated on and me being cheated on. And I know that that's the one thing that we both cannot tolerate in our relationship. For the first time ever, Kimmy says, I don't put it past him. When she's asked, do you believe that Maurice is cheating? She stops. She says, no, but I don't put it past him. If you were to tell me this now, I don't put it past him. Did y'all hear that shit? That was major. Kimmy has never said that before in the history of this show. 9 seasons, this is the first time she said it. Even when Melody was bringing it to her in the past, and she said something like, well, Kimmy, do you trust Maurice around Martell? Because you know what type of person Martell is. Kimmy said, I trust my husband. And if something did happen before me, it was before our marriage, it was before. But I'm not going to believe that he cheated on me in the marriage. This time she didn't say that. This time she didn't say it, which shocks me. It shocked me. I don't know about y'all. It shocked the hell out of me, child. Listen, as soon as she said it, I kept thinking, Sunshine Anderson, okay, come home late, barely meet the sun, tapping my shoulder. Y'all can finish it in the comments. Thinking you gonna get you some, okay? Kimmy is at a different stage with Maurice right now, and we have all been watching this. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. And I said this before, there's really only so much you can take. There's only so much you can take, okay? Day to day with you, it's always something else, okay? Yeah, look, they have a different type of conversation in their house right now. They're having fights. And you can tell even with the way she was talking about it, but to actually say that on stage and then have Maurice lean back and say, like, are you really doing this here? And she was like, it just wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't shock me now. It wouldn't surprise me if he was cheating. It would not shock me now if he was cheating. She no longer says, I trust my husband. I trust the process. I don't know. That was the biggest reveal ever on that show. Kimmy has been 10 toes, okay? And all her fingers down for Maurice. And now he is sitting beside her and she says, it is what it is. Shit. He might be cheating. I don't have it. I don't have it to give to him anymore. I've gone through some shit. I've gone through some things. Kimmy has gone through some things, life and death. And when that happens, you do have to put things into perspective. So there was a different story told, right? So on the reunion stage, understanding that this is a court case, unlike Martell, who let all of his beans out of his damn bag. They weren't really willing to give anything more than what was already out there. Okay. He said he was traveling. And what does traveling mean? Because traveling for me sound like at the gym. The way Martell used to say he was at the gym. I was like, bitch, were you traveling? What does traveling mean for y'all? Traveling where? It just seemed like an odd thing to say. And when Destiny's face, I mean, it could have been taken out of order. Maybe they just caught her expression at some other time and inserted it there. But they do that so that the audience can get something, right? But when they put Destiny's face there, Destiny looked like, how is this bitch gonna turn this, right? How is she gonna spin this story? And I was like, oh Lord, child. Oh Lord. Okay. But yeah, on this episode, the way Kimmy makes the story, the way she talked about it, she was like, we were together. They all were together at Black. They were partying. They decided to leave. She makes a comment, I drove to the office, and I'm assuming that Maurice went with her. At least that's what she's trying to say. They both kind of just said, yes, we drove together without giving a whole bunch of stuff. They were just saying back and forth, yes, no, you can read about those topics. But he agrees that he got arrested. He agrees that he hit a tree. He agrees that he hit a tree. And he basically said he was out, but he won't say that he's drunk. He won't say any of the things that is going to incriminate him or, that they could use later. Okay. But Kimmy says, I went to the office, and then she tried to get a little slick. She said, listen, y'all don't know what I was doing, right? That's not for the cast or the audience. That's for Maurice. You don't know what I was doing. You're assuming, all of you are assuming, but you don't know what I got going on. Everybody assumes it's Maurice who's cheating. How you know that I'm not cheating back? Okay? How do you know I'm not cheating back? That's what Kimmy's giving right now. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in shock. I'm in shock. Anyway, Maurice says, well, I am shocked that Kimmy would make that statement. And to be honest, I don't know what she does either. So now he feels like he got to get his get back, because truthfully, we all know what type of man Maurice is. He wants you to lockstep with him. If I was cheating, I don't want you to let people know that I'm cheating. He didn't like that. He didn't like it at all. Now, Maurice has embarrassed the hell out of Kimmy on stage time and time again, on the show time and time again. What did he say when Kimmy was sitting there fighting for her life? Okay. I think she was about to go into the radiation process. And I think the conversation came up that women were sending Marceau ass pics. And I think I want to say it was Wanda. She said, that's cheating, Marceau. That's cheating. And out of nowhere, didn't even have to volunteer the information, Maurice says, well, if that's cheating, I'm guilty. That was when his wife was literally still in treatment. And now you have her on stage having all this shit coming back in her head. Like, bitch, I can't even say for sure. I don't know if me and Maurice is going to stick it out. I'm just going to lay the groundwork at this point, because it's very possible that he is cheating, and I'll have to make decisions later because, listen, we're about to go through some heavy shit. Okay. This was before we even got to the election and everything, but you got to take all that in consideration. There's things that happen when your husband isn't at home laying in bed beside you. There's thoughts that go through your damn mind. Okay. And so she said it. Listen, I'm a nurse. First thought was something happened, that, he might be in the hospital. That's my first thought. But I didn't get that mother effing phone call until 12 p.m. the next day. And she felt some shit. You can best believe it. Now, what she says on the reunion stage wasn't the cute, neat package that she shared on that Messy Monday show. On the Messy Monday show, she said, listen, this is how I met him. He was always partying. Do I like it? No. But I got to pick my battles. He is with his brothers. At least that's what they tell me. And when he's with his brothers, I have to trust that's what he's doing. I have to trust it. Or at least that's how I remember her saying it. But that's not how she said it on this reunion stage. So there you have it. There you have it. That's some interesting shit. Listen, we want people to say the nastiest, dirtiest stuff, but she really told everybody. She told us. She told us how she felt. She told us where she was. Could things change? Could things get better? Sure. Could things get worse? Sure. But in that moment, she told us something that we never heard her say ever. She has fought everybody when it comes to her relationship with Maurice. And now she didn't. Okay? So anyway, the conversation, I think Carlos may have asked one more question about, where he was or what happened. And Maurice stares directly into Carlos King's eyes and said, do I think that he's cheating or that she's covering for him? I can't say for sure. I really don't know. I really don't know. For me, I think that she believed that they, had this pact, that the one thing they had in common was that they would never cheat, or that the worst thing you can do in a relationship is cheat. I do think that she believed that. I think that she said it that way because she believed it. And for the first time ever, she said, I'm not going to put it past him, which means that she doesn't believe him. And she said it even on the show this season. She said, you're not always forthcoming with me. Is there anything that I can do to help you? And he says, no, you wouldn't be able to help me. So now he's not telling her what's going on, which, by the way, is absolutely that's the ultimate disrespect in a relationship. It's not even that you cheated. It's that you're not telling me what's going on. And you're putting me in situations where if I find out what's happening in my house, outside of my house, there's nothing, my mind would explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to hire a private eye to find out what the fuck you got going on, period. But she is telling us this in the scene. Even then I was like, ooh, Maurice, what are you doing? The stuff that went down with her and Tiffany, even I told y'all then, the whole fight wasn't, listen, Tiffany shared this child's business. The fight was, how dare you wake up with me, go to bed with me, let me feed you, let me feed the child, let me take care of him, love him, care for him, and have somebody I just met tell me what is happening in my house, and then you are so disrespectful to me that you would say, I already took care of it with Kiowa. So now you're talking to Kiowa? Child. Now, I don't know how she made it through then, okay? I don't know how she made it through then. I laid down for her. I was like, babe, I got to take a nap. I got to take a nap, because that would explode. That would be the end. Okay. Because if he felt comfortable enough to do that and felt comfortable enough to defend it, because he never said, I'm sorry, you're right. He never said, I'm sorry, you're right. We see Kimmy and Maurice in the house. It was daytime. You see it get dark. You see the sun setting in the background, child, through the window. He never said, I'm sorry. He said, that's me. That's my business. And Kimmy has tried with some woman. Was it Patricia? Patricia's her best friend or somebody. When Kimmy have conversations with her girlfriend, she's always like, well, you know what we're dealing with the Scott men. You know how they think, what they do, blah, blah, blah. This is the first time, and this does go against what she has always done, and go against, I would think, what he's told her to do. So once you get there, it's there. There's nothing you can do. But listen, I think that he's had a lot of moments where he's disrespected her. A lot. We've all saw it, and we've all felt like, Kimmy, you are way too smart. You are way too pretty for Uncle Festa. Okay. Now, I ain't trying to break y'all up because I didn't put y'all together, but Child, we all know you better than that. We all know it. Anyway, by the way, Kyle was too pretty for him too. Period. Too pretty, too good, child. Those are my opinions. But anyway. Carlos then asked, oh, excuse me, did I already say that he told Carlos to shut the F up? Did I tell y'all that? So he looks dead in Carlos King's eyes and tell him that the prudent thing to do would be not to discuss this court case because Alabama has far more resources and money than he does. So he would simply shut the F up. And he's looking dead in his eyes when he said it. And he's talking directly to Carlos. When he does that, everybody, like, you know, big eyes, like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And he said, I'm gonna let my lawyer take care of it. I felt like he was telling Carlos to shut the F up. I asked y'all in the poll, what did y'all think? I asked y'all in the poll, what did y'all think about it? So let's do these poll numbers real quick. See what y'all said. 826 of y'all voted. Let me put this on the screen so I can keep this a part of my permanent record. Okay. So you see it right there in the corner. 826 of you voted. 829 now. And the question was, did Maurice Jefferson Scott sneak tell Carlos King to shut the F up? 74% of you said yes, he sure in the hell did. Okay. 11% of you said no, he was being dramatic. And 15% of you said you were reading the Bible. What did I miss? Okay. So perfect. Y'all kill me. I think that is hilarious. But yeah, anyway, get myself back on screen. After that happened, they go to commercial right quick. I think Carlos said something like, we wish you the best in court or something like that to save face. Look at that scene again. Maybe I'll put it on my IG stories. Go over there on my IG stories after I finish up. Okay. But he ends up saying to Maurice, how did you feel about Melody saying that she lost a family member? You know, basically the shit that actually went down on the show. So he asked that question. And Maurice repeats that he feels she disparaged his character. He disparaged my character. And Mel said, listen, I gave an opinion. We already chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? I wish you the very best. I hope everything goes well in your court case because I really don't give a shit either way. That's how she puts it. But then Maurice seems like he dies down a little bit. And then Carlos asked Kimmy a question. He said, what you made a comment in the season saying that Melody wants everyone to be a cheater because of what she's experienced. Now, listen, Kimmy already came onto the show or came in hot, in my opinion. I thought she came in hot when she was in her dressing room and she said, are you ready? Are you ready? Because if you're ready, you don't have to get ready. I felt like she came in hot, but I think with all the questioning that Carlos did, I think that it like dread up some like feelings for her. So she says, listen, I don't know if Melody believes it or not, but I do believe it's exhausting. It's exhausting for me to have her ask me that all the time. And she said, that's why I asked her in the scene. So in that one-on-one scene where Kimmy comes to Mel and said, listen, we made a pact. We weren't going to let things fester. If you know something, tell me. And Melody said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Kimmy felt away. And I told y'all that. I told you she made it seem like she didn't feel that damn way, but she did. And now that y'all get the big picture, because Kimmy's saying on the stage too, I can't trust that man. Shit, you're playing with my emotions. I need to know, did he do something or not? This is what is going down. And no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm telling you what I saw in the scene. This is what made me a great manager. Sorry, I had to listen to all sides, child. Okay. But Kimmy says this, listen, I just wanted her to tell me what she knew. Because at this point, she's still asking, am I getting played? Like, do I just believe this mofo or not? Now, most people would say you probably should just go with your gut, but they're asking for the proof, right? And by the way, like I said before, when Tisha starts off at the beginning of this episode saying it was Martell putting all them rumors out there, all the stories about not only Marceau cheating, Maurice cheating, because that was a part of it, but she kept it out, right? She didn't put Maurice in it, but they all knew because they're all making these faces when Kimmy's talking. Anyway, Carlos asked Melody, if you knew that Maurice was cheating, would you tell her? And Mel says, probably not. That's when Maurice chimes in and said, is it because you're not that good of a friend to Kimmy? Because y'all remember that was an argument that they had on, I think it was the last reunion or the reunion before, where it was the same reunion where he said that he was getting butt pics and he guessed he's cheating, when Kimmy was sitting beside him saying that she has to still do radiation, okay? So in that scene, Melody and Maurice get into it. Maurice says to Melody that she's not Kimmy's real friend. They don't do things together. They don't go to the movies or any of these things. You're not a real friend. And Mel said, you don't fucking tell me if I'm Kimmy's real friend or not. I am her friend. There's things that I do for her. I call her, I do X, Y, and Z. You stay out of it. Remember that fight Melody had on the stage with him? Well, Maurice wants to circle back and says, see, I told you weren't her friend, right? And Mel says, listen, we're not that type of friend, but do I consider her a friend? Yes. Do I think she's a good person? Yes. But do we spend time together? No. Kimmy is older than me, is what Mel says. So we don't hang out and stuff like that, but I do consider her a friend. Did y'all catch that shit? Listen, this is not an argument this argument hasn't only been had with Maurice and Melody. It was also had with all of you, all of the people that follow this show. Y'all know y'all love to say they ain't friends. Kimmy ain't her goddamn friend, blah, 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 blah. And I kept saying, stop putting Melody on the island by herself, child, because this shit does get to you. I know that they shouldn't listen to social media, but they do. And I'm sorry. I kept saying, please let these people just have they day on the show. But damn it, this is what is playing out right now. They're saying that Kimmy says, well, now she's hurt. Melody, if you found out something like that, I would want for you to tell me. And I would want you to tell me prior to walking around and telling it to everybody else. You know what she's saying here? She's listening to social media. She's looking for information. And she's listening to social media. And so she's kind of hitting at Melody saying that, in my opinion, because she's saying, I asked you point blank, this is where shit gets nasty, okay? So Mel's trying to explain it. Okay, I don't want to jump ahead. Melody's trying to explain it after Kimmy says, I wish you would have just told me. If you know something, you should just tell me. I asked you to tell me. And Melody said, listen, I was just saying what was popular on social media, period. I wasn't even trying to go there with you. When have you heard me talk about you and Maurice's relationship? On the show, outside of the show? You're not in my head like that. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? This is how she's saying it. I don't talk about Maurice. I don't accuse him of anything. But Kimmy's not really listening to that part. Melody said, I took something that was popular on social media and brought it to the show. So she admits, I carried a bone. That's it. I just carried a bone. And Kimmy said, I don't give a damn about no damn social media. There was a whole popular topic on social media about you and what you did to your ass. And we didn't sit around discussing your bad butt job every day. Okay. So now Kimmy is she's taking it personal. She's shooting at Melody. And when she says that, Melody stares at her, nods, but she does not feed into her energy, okay? She didn't get up like Sheree did when Candy said, bitch, I know you done a whole lot of plastic surgery, not just that nose, child. The tits, the ass, everything about you was plastic. Okay, and she got up and said, this, she didn't do any of that shit. She just sat there and listened to her. She didn't let feed into it. Then when Kimmy realizes she might have punched too low, when she realized she might punch too low, and she said, girl, you know how we used to do, like when the whole, if y'all remember the topic about Martell being too touchy-feely, that was a conversation that was a topic on the show. And Melody said, I don't like that shit. I don't like her touching you all the time. And she's flirting. I see that shit. Basically, she's saying everybody knows Kimmy's the cougar. Everybody knows Kimmy's the cougar. And she looking for that hot young lion. Tell her to keep her goddamn hands off of you when y'all talk. She ain't got to tell you things and rub your damn arms, okay? Well, it looks like there might have been a conversation about it where they had a meeting and Melody and Kimmy might have, chopped it up a little bit about it. Like, girl, let's not make this a thing. Well, Kimmy reminds Melody of that. And when she's saying it, Melody is smiling and nodding. And she says, yep. Because she's really trying to bring Kimmy home. Okay, like, girl, bring it down, right? Okay. But it doesn't stop there. That's not the straw that broke the camel's back, because I really feel like it could have happened and went away. I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, even though everybody's like, the butt job. What really was a problem for Melody was the double standard conversation. Okay. I think that added on to it. So Kimmy says, listen, I can take it on the chin with the best of them. Melody says something like, Kimmy, I was just trying to have a kiki. Okay. I don't care about the lipstick. I don't know where the lipstick was. I didn't even think about it. I was just trying to, it was in one ear, out the other. Was a kiki moment for me. And Kimmy said, I expect a kiki. I expect it. I mean, this is what the show is. I expect it. And when you guys have kikis at my expense, I take it on the chin and I roll with it. That's how she says it. She said, however, that's not true for you. Any moments of kiki for you, we all got to have a damn meeting and we all got to apologize. And we all got to, blah, blah, blah for Mel. And everybody on the stage doubles over in laughter. Okay, so all the shit that was happening before, no, I mean, like people were like, oh shit, Kimmy, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like people were doing that. But Melody was like taking it in stride, like taking it in stride. But when that happened, look, Uppity said everyone calls Kimmy touchy-feely. For sure. Like, we all know this, right? I said whatever Melody said just added to what Kyle was like, bitch, you're walking around with a thong between your ass cheeks and all the other stuff, right? So it's stuff that's been out there. That's why I said Kimmy had the reputation of being the old hot mama cougar, and she liked the young lions, right? Sorry. But anyway, when Kimmy makes that comment, they're not just laughing, they're like rocking. Ooh, they're getting it all out, including Carlos King. He's fanning himself like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a joke kind of shit. And Melody goes, no, that's not true. That's not true. She's like, that's not what happened. That's when Maurice says, Melody, we have a meeting at least once a year. Okay. Okay. I see you. Uppity. She said, we have a meeting at least once a year. And then they all, again, they're still laughing. They're laughing and they're saying, we all got to have this kumbaya moment. We all got to sit and open our hearts. They're making like, they're being antagonizing. Open our hearts, apologize, and then we move on. But we can't have those moments for us. Anyway, Melody again says, that's not true. That's not true. And Kimmy said, that's bullshit. That's how it ends. Kimmy says it's bullshit. Anyway, that's it. That's the show. Okay. I'm going to say, listen, I do think that they had meetings in the past. I do think they had meetings in the past. I don't know what happened this time. But we did see the meeting about what's her name? About Wanda and all the other shit, right? We've seen some of the meetings, but child, they got a little more personal than I think Melody may have been expecting. And I'll have to say, the look on her face, she wasn't hurt. To me, I don't think she looked hurt when she was talking about the rumor about the butt job shit. I think that, that was in and out. I don't even think she mentioned it in her conversation. The double standards part, when she was like, listen, child, this is how you handle things. I think that she was like, you could tell that her face was like, where's this fucking coming from? She did look hurt. Previously, she was nodding and trying to get Kimmy to be like, I do consider you a friend, Kimmy. I do, think you're a good person. All of that stuff was, yeah, maybe she's filmed with Kimmy and. Oh my God. Tonya, I want you to get the fuck out my chat. I did see this. Apparently, y'all, Melody, MELD, okay, said it's not bullshit. There you go, Tanya. You people get on my fucking nerves. Every little thing cannot hurt this goddamn bad. Watch the show. Be entertained. Move on. Are you paying attention to what's really happening in the goddamn world? Damn it. I am. And here you go. This is what you need to do. Get the fuck out. Don't come back over here with that shit anymore. I cannot deal with y'all. I am literally having a conversation telling you all the shit, and here you are getting upset about something as dumb as that. We are literally being ruled by an oligarchy. Fucking deal with that. Get mad about that. Who has time? I guess you didn't hear that, huh? I didn't. But I'm glad that you fucking put it up there. Now you know. I am upset because I am sick and tired of people not understanding that we are watching TV. I'm trying to give you every little fucking thing. If someone isn't constantly blowing smoke, people are literally losing it. I done gave the lady every damn grace that she could possibly have. Every grace. I don't need a break. What I need is for people who don't understand television, editing, and whatever the processes are to just fucking stop watching TV. Get mad and passionate about what's actually happening that's affecting our personal lives right now in the world. This should be what you watch to entertain yourself, to take a break from what's actually happening to all of us. Not that shit. That's crazy. Damn. I said at the beginning that the girl quit. She quit. She ain't even on the show anymore. I'll get to it. Jesus. I gave you an hour and 30 minutes. That's it. All right. Sorry. But I get so sick and tired of people coming over here telling me how I should feel or what my thoughts are, what I miss. Listen, nobody has been given more grace than Melody on my fucking channel. Nobody. I have pointed out every little thing that I possibly could. So y'all got to get yourselves together. Okay? That's it. That's all. I don't even have the energy to open it up as a panel. I'm done for today. Okay. Anyway, thank y'all for those who were able to stay and listen. Outside of that, ciao. We're moving on. Hit the like button, share the video. I appreciate those of you who came over to rock with me, and I will check you on the next one.